Hey, everybody, welcome back to another daily drop here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. I'm THL publisher Andrew Jones, and the topic today, Carolina Tar Heels football. A beleaguered bunch of Tar Heels head up the road about 8 miles to Durham to face Duke on Saturday, the battle for the victory bell, and a very important game for this football team to cut the cord from what happened last Saturday in Chapel Hill, 70-50 loss at home to James Madison. What I'm going to do here, like I do every Friday before each game, give you 3 items to watch for. These are keys, and we do have 5 keys, but these are also 3 items to watch for. These are indicators whether or not the Tar Heels have a chance to win or not. And the most important thing is clearly this club being ready, shedding the JMU game. And according to a very good source I spoke with over at the Keenan Football Center, this week has been like business as usual, like any other week. You would never know if you were to sneak in and snoop around and try to get a feel for the vibe. You would never know they're coming off the kind of game that they are coming off of. The fan base is far more uptight over what happened than the team is. And when I say that, I'm not saying the team doesn't care. They do, obviously, and that's partly why this group has cut the cord and moved forward, because there's a lot for this team to still play for, and there is a professionalism. It's like in baseball. You can't live on your last at bat. If you strike out, you ground out, you pop up, whatever, you can't let that go into your head the next time you're at the plate. If you're a pitcher and you give up a home run, next time you face that guy, yeah, you don't want to throw that pitch again. If you do, you want that fastball to bite a little bit more. The point is, you can't carry stuff like that with you. Fans can. They don't have to go to practice. They don't have to prepare. Media can, because we got to write about stuff. We got to talk about stuff. But my understanding is this team has been very well insulated this week, and it's been a very, very positive week. They have shed the skin from last Saturday. They are fully prepared and ready to go against Duke at Wallace Wade Stadium this Saturday. So that, to me, is number one. Is this group ready to go? Now, a lot of people won't be able to tell until the ball's kicked off and they start performing. Coaches will know before then. Certain people around the program will know before then. So, yeah, you want to keep an eye on it, but it will tell its tale throughout the course of the game. So that's a key. It's hard to sort of watch with the naked eye, especially when you're non-college football people, like 99% of us watching this thing. As close as I am to it, it's hard for me to see something like that. Sometimes I even cover basketball and I'm on the court during the warm-ups and the baseline. Sometimes I think I have a vibe for what the team's like, and it's completely wrong. You just never know. It will show up in performance. And the first area that it will show up in my opinion, is the communication on defense. The communication was lousy last weekend. Jeff Collins said it was lousy. He identified that as the number one problem, and everything kind of unfolded from there. They didn't get much pressure on the quarterback. They didn't do a very good job with the pass rush. They allowed way too many rushing yards. There were a lot of discipline mistakes on defense. Collins chalks it up to pre-snap communication. They just weren't on the same page. Okay. I don't think it's a great excuse. I'm not saying that he's not being honest. I just don't think it's a great excuse, because it shouldn't be the case. Get 12 Saturdays. Mac has said many times himself before, I don't know how teams can't get up. It's one of the things that has puzzled him in the 4 decades he's been in this business. So his team, while I don't think they were up and ready to go for JMU, they got to be up and ready to go in this one. And if they are, they're going to be sharper on the field. So they're going to be better with their communication and pre-snap. They're not going to have a few guys trying to compensate for the others and do their jobs, and thus putting themselves out of position. That's something that UNC fans have seen way too much of in recent years, and saw for 4 quarters last Saturday. If that's the case again this Saturday, Duke will destroy the Tar Heels. And the cutting the cord stuff would end up being meaningless for the most part. Another area, and the third and final area, is offensive line play. Duke is number 1 in the nation in TFLs. Carolina has to establish the run. They've got to establish Omarion early in games. They threw 48 times because they were behind last week, but Chip Lindsey says we don't ever want to throw 48 times. You want to be able to use Omari. He had 139 yards and wasn't really a factor. They want to make him a factor, so you got to run the ball early. You got to push forward. You got to smash those hats, and you got to open those holes. If you're pulling, you got to pull sharp. You got to be crisp. Down the 9, not a little curve. You go straight down the line, pull, hit your man. The other thing is they have to protect Jacoby Criswell. Duke is number 2 nationally in sacks. So the Blue Devils get you on TFLs. A lot of that's run game. A lot of that's reverse game, trickery stuff. They sniff it out. And the other thing is they get to the quarterback. They force mistakes in the offensive line. They are able to drag the quarterback to the soil and put you in bad change situations. You know, you want to be in positive change situations, not bad change situations. And Duke has been very effective at putting all 4 of its opponents in bad chain situations. The Tar Heels don't want to get into that very often because even though Jacoby Criswell threw for the 3rd most yards in school history last week, a lot of that is what some people described as empty calories. What would the numbers have looked like if it was a nip and tuck game and a lower scoring game? We don't know. But Jacoby's only had 1 real start in college, and if he is forced to try to convert 3rd and longs, 2nd and very longs against a Duke defense that's pretty opportunistic and will pin the ears back and go after you, I don't think that's an advantageous situation for the Tar Heels. So, to repeat, they got to be ready to go. My understanding is it's been a total, complete snip of the cord. There is no residue or scent of 70 to 50 anywhere in the Keenan Football Center. So if so, that's a great thing. That means there's only 2 other things to watch for. The defense must be really good in pre-snap. They cannot start plays the wrong way. They cannot start plays not on the same page, with miscommunication, with 2 guys doing the same job because they did not communicate it well before the ball was snapped. The other thing, the offensive line. They're young, they're inexperienced. They've had some guys banged up, so the ones that are experienced in this group aren't super experienced because some have missed time. They've got to play well. They've got to minimize the TFLs. They've got to minimize the sacks. Cannot be in 2nd and long, 3rd and super long situations. They just can't afford to do that. If the Tar Heels take care of those things, they will put themselves in position to beat the Blue Devils. Duke's 4-0, 2 road wins, Northwestern and 43-17, I think it was at Middle Tennessee State. I don't know why ACC teams play those games. It bothers the crap out of me, but they did, and they took care of business. And at home, they've beaten Elon, and UConn had to come from behind to beat UConn, which was surprising. The Northwestern win on the road was pretty good. Northwestern's physical team. It's a weird environment there because Northwestern is playing its games on its practice field, like a pseudo just made up stadium for this season. It's not even really even a stadium. It's a field with some stands near it while they're rebuilding a new football stadium right where the old one was. So I thought that was a pretty impressive win for Duke to get that. They had to go down to the wire to get that thing. So they're 4-0, a lot of confidence. They have an evolving offense with an evolving quarterback. It's a big task for the Tar Heels. We'll see early on. They're communicating on D early, and is the O-line getting it done early? Those are the things to watch for when Carolina and the Blue Devils get together on Saturday at Wallace Wade Stadium. If you like this video, go ahead and click like on the like button, whatever it's called, like button. And if you are not subscribed to us, please subscribe to our channel. I do know what that's called. It's a subscribe button. And also make sure you share this video with your Carolina friends. Let them know we're here. We've got a lot of people that have heard us for the first time this week that are football first people. I don't know where you've been, but you got to stick around. Find some more of your football first people, even some of your basketball people, because we're doing a lot of basketball drops moving forward now because hoop season is basically here. Practice has already started. So if you love the Tar Heels, you want to subscribe, you want to hit the notification bell so you get updates every time we upload, which is often. And you need to come back Saturday night after the game. Jacob and I will bring you 3 things from Carolina's either their victory or loss against Duke. I'm AJ, and I'll see you guys this weekend.